Wow. Wow. What a huge commit for Junior Adams, Dan Lanning, and the Oregon Ducks offense with Kenny Dillingham. Kenny Dillingham, a native of Chaparral High School, he goes out to Arizona, and they get, along with Meet Martin's son, they get two of the top three recruits in Arizona, and they get Iowa legends Kevin Kasper's son, Kyle Kasper. And I think Kevin Kasper's like 6 feet tall. He was the ultimate walk-on hero at Iowa, the leading receiver in terms of yards in a season, in the 2000 season at Iowa. And his son is an absolute stud football player. I mean, I was watching this tape earlier, and his son reminds me of Hakeem Nicks catching the football and just, a lot of I think it's rare to see a guy that's 6'5" that can move with this fluidity. I think that kids like this don't come around often. And his cutting ability, he's a very, very smooth route runner. As you can see, he creates unbelievable separation. He also is a hooper, so he plays basketball, so he can go up and catch the football kind of like a Jimmy Graham can. And it's interesting because a lot of guys that are 6'5", 6'6", the high school coaches will want to make them into tight end, will want to put weight on them and make them a receiving tight end to utilize them in blocking. But since Kyler's dad was an NFL receiver for the Broncos, and since his dad played in the league and was unbelievable at Iowa, they just let Kyler grow into his main potential. They just let him be a receiver. They let him grow, and they didn't force upon him any weight, and they say you're going to be a badass receiver. And that's exactly who he is. I mean, he shows the ability to go downhill and get blocks. He has long arms, and he's really smooth with catching the football. He's almost exactly like the tight end recruit from Arizona as well. I mean, these kids are really smooth route runners in the state of Arizona. And this state's just exploding with talent because Arizona's a fun place to live at. The Scottsdale area, the Tucson area, it's a great place, to live in. And a lot of people are going to Arizona now. And you look at Kyler Kasper, and look at Kyler Kasper here. Just really smooth route, knows how to get his feet in bounds. And he comes from exactly the Dillingham offense in high school. They run a lot of the same stuff. Like they run a lot of mesh point routes. They run like a lot of, fades and 9 routes, but out of pro style. So sometimes it'll be under center stuff. It reminds me of the Norvell offense. I don't think that this is a strict aerial raid attack that they're running here. A lot of these are kind of complex routes that you'll see him running. All right, here he's just going to go up, and that's what you get with Kasper. You get an elite athlete that can high point the ball, okay, that has a huge catch radius, long arms, and is a modern-day wide receiver, a big 6'5" wide receiver that can really run, just a tremendous, tremendous athlete. And Kyler is going to be fun. See, look at him after he catches the football there, that acceleration, the finish. He has acceleration. He burns defenders down the field. He's great off of the line of scrimmage. He chews up space quickly. All right, here's Kasper, too. They move him all around, which is exactly what Dillingham's going to be doing. It reminds me of Norvell and Dillingham. And there, that's an underthrown football. Doesn't matter. He's taller than the guy, and he uses the catch, and he plays physical football. So he's not soft by any means. All right, here's Kasper. Going to pirouette, use his footwork. He's a classic kind of X receiver, but again, you're going to move him all around. He's a big-time recruit. I mean, think about it. Here you want to see him, show some effort and, see him scramble with the quarterback towards the inside. And Actually, I think that this quarterback is actually going to Boise State now that I think about it. It might be Bryson Tiller because I remembered that highlight specifically. So it's an interesting offense, interesting quarterback for sure. I mean, these two together. So Bryson Tiller, I guess, is the quarterback here, who kind of plays a little like Derek Carr. He has number 4, and he has a funky release, but I did a review on him. I think he's going to Idaho. So sometimes you do reviews on football guys from good schools, and these will run together. It's going to be interesting with Kasper going up to Oregon with Junior Adams, and the selling point of Cooper Kupp and 20 years of experience, in the Pac-12 and like at Washington and at Washington State with Kupp. I mean, that's so appealing for guys, but also Kenny Dillingham, the offense, getting guys in space, accentuating their strengths, right? That's what Kenny Dillingham's going to do for you. It's a place where you make plays. It's a system for playmakers. And Kyler Kasper is a playmaker. You look at Anthony Miller at Memphis, or you look at Pollard at Memphis. And these were guys that, again, were great playmakers. Like Anthony Miller in college was unbelievable. Brady White was a decent quarterback. Riley Ferguson, not NFL quarterbacks. They put up huge numbers with Norvell and Kenny Dillingham. This catch is unbelievable. Are you kidding me with this catch? He scoops it. He scoops it as it's going to the ground. I don't know why they cut away from that clip so early, because this is the catch of the year. You're not going to see a tougher catch, one-handed catch. Ball's thrown in the corner of the end zone. You got to get your feet in bounds. Kyler Kasper, man. He has all the genes from Dad, but he's even a lot taller than Dad, and I don't think he'll go undrafted like Dad. So Kyler, man, you get Kyler and Josh Connerly in 1 week. Oregon football winning in April. And the lead up to the spring game. I mean, let's get Kyler out to the spring game next week. Meet his future teammates. Spring game's going to be fantastic. Oregon is raising a ton of money for local food drives there, and it's going to be a fun time next week at Autzen. I'm going to have to probably get the dang Pac-12 network, because if you don't live out on the West Coast, the Pac-12 network is just a pain. But the sudden change of speed, right? He has sudden change of speed. That's why it reminds me of Hakeem Nicks, because Hakeem Nicks is a great route runner. Hakeem Nicks also is 6'5", so you could either be Plexico Burress and be, on the slower side, but it'd be an unbelievable pass catcher. Burress isn't slow, but Hakeem Nicks is really faster than Burress, and I watched the Giants. The Giants were my team. So look at how he chews up space, though. I love that, because the corner doesn't know here. Is he running the 9? Like, every route looks the same. So he looks like, oh my gosh, I'm going to get blown off the ball here. That's how you run a comeback. And there's going to be plenty of comebacks in a Kenny Dillingham pro-style offense. You're not running the who was the offensive coordinator for Ole Miss. Okay, he ran like 4 plays for DK Metcalf and AJ Brown, and that's why scouts didn't know how to, or NFL draft guys didn't know how to evaluate DK, because the route tree was so simplified. When you go to Oregon, you're running a pro style. You run all the routes that are in the National Football League, and this high school does a great job. This high school does a great job of accentuating Kasper's strengths. So, I mean, this is a really exciting recruit for Oregon. This is a difference maker. This is a kid that can start next year and come in and be a stud. I wonder if Tiller probably, they're probably going to get like a top 7 quarterback commit, and it's certainly going to help for the quarterback commit coming in next year, Oregon. I know Yamayeya went to Tennessee. The point is here, I know that his high school teammate's going to Idaho. I think that he's a good high school quarterback. But at Oregon, I think that's still Ty Thompson and Bo Nix. I still think Oregon's getting a 5 or a 4-star next year. That's going to be a pretty special quarterback as well. Or in the transfer portal, it's going to be very, very marketable. If maybe Ty is the guy or maybe Bo, it all depends, right? But put it this way, like, I'm really excited about, the way that Oregon's going. And even Jay Butterfield has potential. So I'm excited about Oregon, the way that they're recruiting. This is a great commit here, Kasper, a guy who blocks, willing blocker, really good teammate. Since his dad played in the league, he understands what it takes, to be a tremendous college player. And he grew up in a great environment, going to, a fantastic high school out here in Arizona. So congrats to the Ducks. Happy Easter to everybody. Happy holidays for everybody out there. Thank you guys for watching Kurt Magushin Slaughterhouse.